My doctor told me it would be extremely difficult for me to conceive. But now I am a mother of 3. I love kids. I even wanted to be a kindergarten principal at some point because I really love kids. And so my desire was I would have 2 kids. That was what I wanted. My husband wanted 4. I had just finished a year in missions with my husband, and we were thinking, hey, I think this is a great time, to start a family. You start trying, you really believe, okay, God, we're going to conceive soon. I'm young. I was 26 years old. At that time, I missed my period, so naturally I would use a pregnancy test kit and try and figure out, hey, am I pregnant or not? But unfortunately, I tried twice and both times it was negative. So I thought, there's something wrong. There must be something wrong. So we went to the doctors to try and figure out, and immediately when he saw the numbers, he told me that I was diagnosed with what we call PCOS, or another way to say it is Polycystic Ovary Syndrome. It's basically a hormonal imbalance where it makes it very difficult to conceive. There's no way you will find a cure for it. There's no way you'll ever find some kind of healing from it, in any case. You just can treat it. And so I think at the end of the day, when I went back home that week, I just had to wrestle with God. I just felt disappointed. Maybe disappointed with God, maybe disappointed with myself, like, how did it happen? Maybe disappointed with just like how life had turned out. And I told God, I think at the end of the day, I think what you want is my heart. And so I had to tell God, even if it means I'll never have kids, even if it means I maybe take 10 years, 20 years, before a kid even comes into the horizon, I will still choose to trust you because I believe you're good. I believe that you bring this situation for a reason. You're not trying to punish me. You're not making life difficult for me. God, I trust who you are. And I don't believe that God takes you into a place where you just suddenly have to make a huge leap of faith. I do remember a time, even when I was believing for a spouse, that I made the same prayer too. So I remember being in a service one day and I just told God, I said, God, no matter what it looks like for my relationship future, and even if it means I will never get married, God, I'll trust you. And I'd rather marry somebody who loves you more than he loves me. And so I think that kind of decision or that kind of faith or that kind of surrender prepared me to then surrender again. Yeah, of course it was devastating. Of course it was difficult because again, it's touching a part of my life that is so close and is so intimate, is so important to me and it's so special to me, and yet feeling disappointed again by it, having to surrender again. It was very difficult, but because I had gone through that once and I saw how faithful God was, I knew He'll be faithful again. I saw the doctor maybe in January or February of 2015. And the crazy thing is this, I remember going into a service. Again, I said, I surrendered to you, God. I believe that you are the healer. I believe that it is on your time. You are sovereign in everything that is in our lives. I felt like in that service, He had healed me. I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like in that moment, He was doing something in me. And I said, okay, God, I'm just going to hang on to this. I remember maybe a week or a month later, very, very shortly after, I decided to test again. Because, naturally, my period didn't come, so I said, I'll just try one more time. And this time, the pregnancy test actually came out positive. And I was shocked because this is a short time. I was amazed at the miracle that God had brought in that moment. March 2015, I found out I was pregnant. November 2015 was when my first child was born. Before I gave birth to my son, my husband said, hey, let's call him Josiah. I love the name. After I had given birth to Josiah, I was just Googling the meaning of it. What came up really surprised me. It says that the name Josiah actually means God who has healed. God had finished or completed that promise and He completed that miracle and it was found in His name. I happened to watch a reel that was talking about women who suffer from PCOS. Usually women who suffer from PCOS are more likely to have gestational diabetes. But all 3 kids, I never had it once. And that to me was again a testament of God's healing. Indeed, I was healed. I would say to women who have been trying and maybe haven't seen anything, to continue to trust God in the good and the bad. I think our relationship with God is not dependent on what He can give to us or what our circumstance is, whether He brings the promise, He brings the miracle or not. Really trust God in this process and know that He is good, and believe that God can take everything that may look bad, He can turn that for His good.